That's what I wrote
That's what
down.
you said the last time because I have it on video.
That was second. That
Okay.
was second.
All right. This is third. And was it actually that house?
This is that house, that identical house, that very house. There used to be a hall in the front door.
So you actually lived here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a banister across from upstairs, kind of a hallway, open banister, and Oscar would come out here and throw quarters down to nickels. He didn't throw quarters. And Yoon tells me that this is where her dad was chased up a tree by a bear. Her dad.
Which tree was it?
That one right back there that's turned brown. Oh, heck.
Well, hell, you ought to know. Bear chase you up a tree, you don't get that tree.
Mother and Daddy had to get their water from what they used to call a dripping spring. And it's probably a quarter mile back past that house, and I'm not going to try to walk back through there because it's private land. I don't want to get in trouble. But I can remember carrying 5-gallon buckets of water from that spring back to the house for Mama to use.
How far? Quarter mile?
Quarter mile.
And what was it called? What kind of spring?
They called it a dripping spring, which means it didn't run in a steady stream, just heavy drip. So you had to take the water. I think we used to take a bucket back there and leave it, then bring the full bucket back. But that's kind of hazy. I'm not really sure about that.
Sounds smart.
Now, this is where Mother had all of the problems with the kids. At
Only one
least
spot?
2 of them had serious flu-like symptoms, and they were at the point of death. Mother,
Who were they?
I don't know.
Eleanor was one, I think.
Probably Eleanor and Betty Agnes, but it could have been Eleanor and Jimmy. I don't know. Whoever was the babies back then.
About what year did you live here? Do you know that?
This is where we lived when I had to go to the Bloods to live, so I'd have been 6 years old.
And you were born in 34, so that was about 40.
About 40.
So Eleanor would have just been 2, so she's my age, and Betty Agnes would have been about 4.
Yeah.
So Jimmy wasn't born.
Daddy told me that Mother was so terrified that she'd stayed up all night thinking that the kids were going to die at the next breath. And he came in from milking the next morning and picked one of the babies up and said, "Maybe the baby's better. This baby's better." And she didn't realize until that time that they'd actually gotten any better. She was so beside herself that she just couldn't fathom.
Wasn't it whooping cough, honey?
No.
It wasn't?
Whooping cough was a
flu. That was a flu, huh?
This was either the flu or a bad cold or whatever they had back then. This is also the place where Mother ran out of food. She had no flour. Now, I don't know whether she had any salt and sugar or not. She had no flour. So Daddy and I rode from here to the old mill at Port Town one day. And it was in the middle of the winter, and I guess it was January, but that was the absolute coldest I ever was all day long.
Were you on a wagon?
In a wagon. And that road that you just came up was so deep in mud that the wagon wheels were sinking in up to the hubs. And the mules had to really struggle to pull through that mud.
Yeah.
And Daddy hauled enough wheat, he and I together, hauled enough wheat over to Port Town to feed the family the rest of the winter.
Where would he have gotten wheat in the middle of the winter from?
We're about ready to go find that.
Barn.
Oh.
Stored it?
He had wheat, it just wasn't ground.
Why didn't he grind it during the fall?
They couldn't grind too much because of the lice and the bugs and the rats and whatever else they had, all the vermins would get the flour, so they didn't grind a tremendous amount ahead. It was just, this, Mother told me this was the worst winter that she could ever remember in her whole life.
Do you know how old you were at that time?
6 years old.
Okay.
1940.
But this is where we lived when I had to go live at the Ruts.
Yeah. But I figure you lived here for a few years. You probably didn't live here just 1 year.
When you did that.
I don't think Mother liked this place at all, and I think she just told Dad to get out of here. That's what I know about this place.
It's really pretty.
Uh-huh.
Was this where they had somebody staying with them, laying that worked on?
Yeah, that's what I said. What I remembered was a hired hand,
Yeah,
like a hired hand,
right,
and he lived with them.
right.
And I remember Mother talking about having to feed him and Daddy both.
And then she didn't like it because she couldn't talk to Dad about
Yeah, she couldn't.
the work.
She
felt
couldn't talk about any of the crops or
Right.
any of the livestock or
Yeah.
anything.
Why?
Because he was here.
Because what?
The hired hand was around.
What would he do?
They didn't want people to know that kind of stuff.
Oh.
It's like having a temp work with you. You don't want to tell him anything.
Yeah. Same basic thing. Temps are not a new invention.
Is that why nobody tells you anything, Glenn?
That's right. I'm not a temp anymore,
See,
though.
you feel his greed. Huh?
I was a temp.
You can relate to those dudes, right?
All right.
I didn't have insurance either.
But that was a real mud road. There was very little rock on it. Now we'll go to Thompsonville, and that's where you'll see all of the Lanham Lane you talked about.